This week on TGC News, new rifles, new pistols, and the death of several gun companies. Yep. TacPack is an enthusiast subscription service that is focused on bringing you the stuff you need straight to your door on a monthly basis. Every month is different, and you can be met with gun parts, accessories, cleaning gear, or even some bigger and cooler shenanigans. And because you're subscribed to TGC, if you use the code TGCBAG over at TacPack.com, you'll get a free grab bag with your next order. Welcome back to another episode of TGC News, the only gun news show that covers things you actually care about. My name is Jon Patton. We have a bunch of stuff to cover, so
let's roll.
First up this week is less of a news thing and more of a holy crap, that's awesome thing. I'm sure every single one of you is subscribed to 22 Plinkster on YouTube. He's been making videos for almost 10 years and his videos have been seen by millions upon millions of people. I'm not exactly sure how long he's been working with CCI ammo, but I know it's been a really long time and it's been a part of his life forever. And thanks to that super long relationship, the 22 Stangers, that's how he does it, the 22 Stangers are now a thing. Essentially, these are a special edition of the famous Stingers with Plinkster's Southern Charm sort of slathered on them. They come in a custom labeled 100-round box and have a head stamp that says 22 instead of CCI. Again, this is less about the ammo and more about congratulating Plinkster on something really cool. So, congrats, man. That's awesome. Also in the news this week, Ruger has released a new version of the American rimfire rifle called the Long Range Target. To keep things short, it's a ramped up version of the normal gun. It has a 22-inch threaded bull barrel, a fancy target style stock with an adjustable cheek piece, the Ruger Marksman trigger, and a few other trinkets that aren't really crazy. The MSRP on that is $599, which puts it in a pretty good place for competition guns if it's accurate. Also, in small caliber news, Diamondback Firearms has released a new gun chambered in 5.7. It's called the DBX 5.7. Long story shorter, it's a side-charging, locked breech, dual piston pistol with an 8-inch barrel weighing in at 3 pounds. On top of that, it takes the standard FN 5.7 pattern magazines and has some M-LOK slots up front and takes an AR-15 fire control group. They also say that future models will take the new Ruger 5.7 mags. Overall, that's a pretty neat little setup. However, at an MSRP of $12.99, I'm not sure how well the market is going to receive that. What I want to know is what you guys think of the rise of 5.7 chambered guns. Are you gonna go pick one up? Is this just gun companies grasping at straws desperately trying to come up with something relevant when we all know that innovation is coming incrementally at best? Sound off below. Let me know your thoughts. Next up this week is a few new ones from a company that rarely gets any love here on the news, Tikka. First off, a few new versions of the T3X Lite lineup. Let me bring you up to speed on that line. The name comes from a fluted bolt and barrel. It's a bolt action gun. It has a modular stock that allows you to change out the grip, widen the forend, and a few other things like having a reputation for just being a really solid, fantastic rifle. I've never heard anything bad about a Tikka T3. The light version weighs in at 6 to 7 pounds, depending on which caliber you go with. The three new versions are the Vale Wideland, the Vale Alpine, and the Rough Tech, all of which are basically cosmetic changes. Pricing on these should be around $1,200. Pretty hefty just to get a moderately light rifle if you ask me. Also new from Tikka, the UPR or Ultimate Precision Rifle. The key features on this line, obviously the precision style stock with adjustable cheek rest, the pick rail on top of the receiver, and of course a few other odds and ends. The funny thing is, when I was researching this segment, I found that Tikka lists 48 different configurations of this rifle on their website, and it's only available in 3 calibers. 48 different versions in 3 calibers. 260, 308, and 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm not going to go into all those variations except to say that there are 2 different triggers, 2 different barrel lengths, 20 and 24, and 2 different materials that you can choose from. It's crazy the amount of configurations you can get. MSRP on those is going to be around $1,500, depending on what configuration you end up with. And we have a ton of industry news to cover this week. I'll try to make it as quick as possible. Remington has shut down 3 of its brands: Bushmaster, DPMS, and Tapco. All their websites just go to some nonsense. It turns out decades of making absolute trash means the brand won't survive in the future. Who would have known? Gun Mag Warehouse, a company known for gun mags, is moving from Miami, Florida to Coppell, Texas. The move is not about anything political. It's more about expansion and the growth of that business. So congrats to them for that. And it seems like the silencer industry has had some brands shut down as well. We talked about the state of the silencer industry over on the TGC podcast just a couple days ago. And it seems that some of those brands are not doing great. Rebel Silencers has a message up on their website stating that they no longer have an FFL and therefore cannot take any new orders or handle any warranty work. It seems they're trying to find someone else to make cans for them with their designs, but Lord knows how that's going to work out. I'm just going to chalk them up as dead until otherwise noted. Also, Crux Suppressors has a similar "we can't take orders or do warranty work" message on their site. It seems their struggle is slightly different, though, because they mention a lawsuit between investors and the founder of the company, ATF licensing issues, and essentially the inability to have a functioning company right now. It's a shame, but we're going to call them dead too. Let's finish this little industry segment off with something positive. January NICS background check numbers are in, and they are way up over last year. Over 500,000 more background checks in January this year versus last. I suspect that has a lot to do with the onslaught of gun control BS happening nationwide, but hey, we're going to take that as a win, right? Vertex makes some of the best EDC bags and gear around. Whether you're looking for a backpack, a messenger bag, or maybe something for your pup. They've got features like a rapid access weapon compartment, padded backing, a hot pull tab for quick access to the main compartment, and much, much more. Oh, and did I mention their jeans make my legs look better? Seriously, I can do so many high kicks in these. And guys, if you want to get a huge discount, head over to Vertex, that's VERTX.com, and use our code TGC to get a whopping 25% off everything. Go do it. Our Guntuber of the week this time is one that we've actually featured before. Shooting Stuff Australia ran into some major trouble recently when someone was able to take over control of their channel, somehow got into the back end, took over ownership, and completely shut it down, deleted it, whatever. Despite their best efforts, they tried to contact YouTube, and not shockingly, YouTube was zero help, a big old goose egg of a response. So go do me a favor and get subscribed to what was their backup channel and is now their main channel. Aaron has supported us for years, so we want to make sure that we help him out when he needs us. It's time now for More Friendly Fire, the segment where I answer your questions from all over the interwebs. This time, the questions are coming from our TGC Nation Facebook group. Go join that if you haven't. First up, Christian Enevoldson says, what was your biggest takeaway from SHOT 2020? I think the biggest trend that I noticed, like overarching trend that I noticed, is that manufacturers have no clue what to do next and are faster to move where money is rather than pushing boundaries. I mean, there's still some really cool stuff, but it seems like the moves and the new products are more about expanding into markets that are already successful rather than pushing and creating new markets. If anyone in the gun industry is out there watching, please make me an accurate 50 BMG for under 10 grand that doesn't feel like an erector set. Rad, thanks. Matt Everett says, is it a good idea for manufacturers to get on the 5.7 and 10 millimeter bandwagon, or is there another caliber that should rise above those? Honestly, I'd love to see more big bore stuff. You guys know that I enjoy that. I'd love to see like a semi-auto 44 mag. Hey Ruger, bring yours back. That would be rad. Maybe even a semi-auto 500 Magnum. Stuff like that, like big, silly cartridges in semi-auto platforms or single shots, or I don't care. Just make cool stuff that isn't 9mm. I'm sick. I am really sick of seeing pistol caliber 9mm Glock Med. What the hell? Can we stop? But Bigger is always better, right? Come on, let's do that. Nick Fenbert says, what happened to the 22 Nozzler? Honestly, I think it's kind of dead in the water. I know Nozzler doesn't really want to hear this, but they didn't do a great job after the initial push, continuing to get it out into the market. And even then, after that initial push, it wasn't really a groundbreaking thing. It's fun to shoot overall. That cartridge is great, but it needs more industry dollars and effort behind it to succeed. Tim Holmes says, do you think the pistol braces or shotgun firearm things like the Mossberg Shockwave would exist without legal restrictions? Like, would they come to be if that restriction wasn't in place? Well, I know for a fact the pistol brace from SB Tactical was never really a let's go around and try a new thing. It was actually designed as a way to get a disabled person to be able to shoot more effectively. So yes, the SB Tactical brace was always going to happen. The level of success thereof is kind of a question mark in that scenario, that hypothetical. The short shotguns would likely have come years ago if it wasn't for regulatory nonsense. So yes, that would have also happened, but the timeline would have been all shifted. The butterfly effect would really be weird for the gun industry. My friendly fire question to you guys this week. It's not really a question. Do the gun industry a favor. Post a comment down below describing the gun product that you would most want to see from any company right now, including the price. Put the price that you would expect to pay down there as well. I bet money that the gun industry, I know for a fact that they will be watching and paying attention to what you guys have to say. Sound off below and let them know what you think. And guys, that's it for this week's show. I would love it if you hit the like button to show your support, and if you think we've earned it, get subscribed as well. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon. It's a side charging lock breech, dual pistol. Long story shorter, it's a side charging lock breech. One more time. Yep, it's over, but don't worry, you can click on the video up top to watch last week's show, and the one below that is the one that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Check them out and let me know what you think.